Hey everyone, John Michael here. I just got home from the 2019 Treats and Trails featuring the Lake Worth Monster Bash, and we had a blast. This was the 50th anniversary of the Lake Worth Monster sighting, so it made it even more special. We gave out a bunch of rain barrels to Fort Worth citizens and candy to the kids. We also set up our recording equipment and recorded a few Lake Worth Monster stories. We also got to meet back up with some of our monster buddies from the Lake Worth Monster miniseries. We saw Michelle Villafranca from episode 1 of the miniseries, but only briefly, because she's in charge of the event, so she was really busy. We saw Craig Woolheater from episode 3, and we got to meet in person Sean Whitley, the director of Southern Fried Bigfoot from episode 4. Turns out he wrote the script for the English dub version of Shin Godzilla, so he's making a career out of monsters. I wish I'd checked his IMDb page before interviewing him last time because I'm a huge Godzilla fan, but hey, Godzilla lives underwater, so maybe we'll do a Godzilla episode in the future and have him back on. So we recorded some short stories from anyone who came up to our table with the Lake Worth Monster tale. The first person to come up to our table was a kid in Fort Worth during the original sightings. He started telling his story and the recorder just shut down. It took me a while to get it going again, so he said he would come back later, but he may have forgotten. So Jim, if you're out there and you hear this, send me an email at wpe@fortworthtexas.gov because we'd love to hear your story. Now enjoy these very brief Lake Worth Monster stories. Okay, so we have a visitor at our booth going to tell us a story about the Lake Worth Monster. What's your name?
Melinda.
Melinda. So I'm going to hand you the microphone and you just tell us your story.
Okay, when I was about maybe 4 or 5 years old, that would have been about 74, 75. The whole Lake Worth Monster thing was pretty fresh still, and my dad used to love to tell scary stories, and he used to drive us out here back when there was no gate, and we would just drive around, and he would point out all the places where the goat man threw the tire, and there's where they saw him, and it was really fun. But I've always loved to be scared, so It was always fun. And when you're 4 or 5, it was a fun thing to do. But we did it several times, so it was a lot of fun.
So you had your own little Lake Worth Monster tour. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. And I knew all about the Lake Worth. I heard so much about the Lake Worth Monster when I was growing up. But, I've lived here all my life in the area, so it was fun.
Thank you very much for telling us your story.
No problem.
All right, come here. Come over here. All right, do you like water?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about water?
Cotton candy naked.
What else do you like to drink water?
Yeah.
What's on your water bottle at home?
The
one you take to daycare.
barefoot. On this.
Okay, go ahead. You can hold it now.
Wait.
No, you gotta talk. Are you gonna ask me questions?
Yeah. What's your favorite hot dog?
Then you gotta do this. What's my favorite hot dog? Any hot dog.
It's a mustard airplane hot dog.
A mustard airplane hot dog?
Yeah.
I've never had a mustard airplane hot dog.
Yes, you did. As in a bag truck. It's carrying a lot of bad food.
What?
It's carrying a lot of bad food.
Oh, okay. What other questions do you have for me?
How do your eye go down?
How does my eyes go down? Do you mean like blinking?
Yeah.
Because I have muscles in my face that help me blink. That's how I blink. What other questions do you have?
How do those could bounce?
How do the slinkies bounce? Well, you need to take them with your hand and bounce them like that, okay? All right, well, it's been good talking to you, Luke.
I understand more sessions.
So I was on Lake Worth one day, me and Billy Joel Armstrong from Green Day, and the Lake Worth monster, he popped out from the underbrush, and he tipped over the canoe, and him and Freddy Krueger popped out, and they took my children just like my ex-wife, but they took them again. It was my only weekend with them, and I never saw them again. And then the monster, he came after me with his knife hands and his what have you, and then I don't have any money, and I'm trying to win a hat for my family on this podcast, and I don't know what to do. Please help me.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
And you already have an ex-wife?
Yes.
That's incredible. Well, grab a hat. Thank you. Thanks for the story. Okay, so we have another visitor to our booth. We have Stephanie Erb, the writer of Cam the Man Hunts for the Spooky Goat Man, and she's got a story she wants to tell us.
Well, 10 years ago, I wrote a book encouraging children to come out and experience the Fort Worth Nature Center. And we really wanted to keep our local legend alive, where we were talking about how in 1969, Sally Ann Clark was documenting how general people in the area were noticing and having sightings of this goat man. And he was throwing tires, and he was seen splashing around Greer Island. And so we really wanted to keep this legend alive for little Texans for years to come, so that they could continue to be on the hunt and just really explore the outdoors, see the buffalo at the Fort Worth Nature Center. And at that time we had prairie dogs. So that was the whole point and purpose for the book.
And you illustrated it yourself?
I did.
These illustrations are awesome.
And it is in your local library as well. It's in the Keller Library, and it's at the Lake Worth Library.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And the book is, I have 4 sons. Cam was the youngest at the time. All of my sons are illustrated in the book, but he used to actually come along to book signings and sign Cam.
Oh.
So that was fantastic. So that's
Thank you very much for telling your story.
My name is Sally Sue, and I went canoeing with my 3 children in the lake.
My name is.
They had a taco. Their taco fell, and we saw the lake monster come up and eat it. That's all. Thank you.
That's incredible. How old are you?
82.
Oh, wow. You don't look a day over 11. Thanks for listening. If you haven't listened to our Lake Worth Monster miniseries, go back and check that out. It's in 4 parts, and it's a lot of fun. We also have an exciting episode on water and horror movies coming out on Halloween, so check that out. And an episode on November 6th with our taste and odor testers, where you'll actually be able to taste and smell right along with me. Remember to subscribe and tell your ghouls and your ghoul friends. Who wrote this? See you next time. Remember to subscribe and tell your ghouls and your ghoul friends. Oh, God. See you next time.